Hello, everybody. It is so sweet to be with you. I'm Danny Palacio, and I am the host of A Waking Moment podcast. And within that podcast, I encourage you to find your inner truth, to live from that truth, and to express yourself with that truth, however that might be. If you're an artist, maybe you paint, maybe you work with clay. If you're a business person, maybe it's how you run your business, maybe it's how you interact with your coworkers, or if you're an entrepreneur, then how do you show up to the community, to your potential clients? And parent, mom, dad, sibling, aunt, uncle, all of the various labels that we all share and have, how do you honor your truth? And so that's what this podcast is about. And in this series, I sometimes ask Spark questions. It used to be its own separate series, but now it's just part of the overall podcast set of episodes. And this week is one that I want to share because I think I am in recovery of it. And every opportunity I get to practice it is enlightening, which I'm going to share probably a couple personal stories. This one is not researched. I don't have any paper. I did not do an outline. It is from my heart to your heart. May you open your heart to receive your truth around this, and whatever resonates with you, awesome. Whatever doesn't resonate with you, let it be. You don't have to resonate with this. But the question is, are you a fixer? And what I mean by that is, are you someone that listens to a friend, to a loved one, to a coworker, and automatically come up with solutions, advice? Do you try and fix the situation, fix the person because you think you're being supportive, because you think it's your role, because you think this person's telling me something and they wouldn't be telling me if they didn't want my input? I'm going to assert that none of that is true, and that this particular person is telling you a situation, a trauma, an experience, an emotion, a frustration, an agitation, because they need to get it out of them. They need to vent. They need to share it. And they may not need anything more. I know, right? It's so easy for people in general to want to solve the problem, want to be the fixer. And there are a lot of reasons why we do what we do. So the first thing always is you have to understand that you are that. And then you have to be willing to accept that you are that. And so I want to give you some thoughts about maybe why or how you got to be in that space of fixing things, fixing people, fixing situations, the need to fix the world. And this is not by any means a complete list, because this is truly from my heart. So I'm just listening to my spirit team and letting my own personal wisdom come through. And that is, in my experience, because I was, and I still am, kind of a fixer. I think it's because I grew up in a part of the country, the Midwest, that is eternally nice. And when you're nice, you help people. And in helping people, you fix them. You solve the problem. That's part of it. The other part is your family dynamic. I love my parents. My mom and dad are very unique and beautiful people. They have their stuff like we all do, because they too were once kids and had a family that raised them and a culture that raised them, and all the things that we have, they had. And a lot of times parents are emotionally immature. A lot of time parents are so young back then that they didn't even know how to live life, let alone have a family and raise children. And if there's any level of abuse of any kind in the family dynamic, family lineage, your ancestors, I think it that's not the right word. I believe that it kind of sets you up to want to be a fixer. So what I mean by addiction, and it's a wide, vast definition for me right now, but it can be anything from alcohol, drugs, physical, emotional, sexual abuse. Those are forms of addictions, not that they're yours, but the person that did them. Addiction to TV, addiction to work, addiction to being perfect, addiction to having the perfect body, addiction to believing that you are less than, just less than, right? All of these are forms of addictions because we get stuck in the rut of that belief and that expression. And we don't often take time to lift our head out and say, maybe there's a different way. It could be that you are a woman and you grew up in a very domineering, masculine, patriarchal family where there was hierarchy and men were higher than you, your brothers, your cousins. It could be that you're a man and you were emasculated. You were told that you were weak, that you weren't good enough, that you weren't strong, that you weren't smart, that you're never going to make anything out of yourself. And it just totally stripped you of your self-esteem, your self-worth. And so to overcompensate, and that's really what fixing is our need to instantly, quickly solve the situation, fix it, so that one, the uncomfortableness and the triggers that it is within you stop so that you're safe, but also for that person to recognize you as needed, important, supportive, so smart, so creative. Like, oh, I would have never thought of that. So a lot of complexity. And we all fall in all of that at some level, sometime, somehow, right? Domineering mother, domineering father, cultural beliefs and experiences. Again, all of that impacts and produces the inner fixer that has to fix everyone else because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to listen to someone and not offer a piece of advice, not jump in and save the day. Well, this is what you need to do. Have you heard that before? Or, my goodness, well, this is what I did and this really works. And so you should do it too. That's a weird, positive, weird way of fixing someone. I did it. It'll work for you. You should do it. Not true. Not true. So being a fixer is a way for you to feel good about yourself. So what's the root cause? You don't feel good about yourself. And when someone that doesn't feel good about themselves has internal limiting beliefs that stop them from fully feeling, knowing, and living from their truth. They have set up these limiting beliefs probably from a very young experience that at some level you said, I'm never going to feel that again. And so, or blah, 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 and the whole story starts, right? And so when you feel the need to fix, solve someone's problem without them asking, stop yourself. Figure out ways to stop yourself. When I listen to a friend or to a loved one and they're telling me about stuff, I catch myself. I'm not 100% resolved to not try and fix because I love them and because I don't like that they're not happy or that they're hurt or that they're struggling or that they're in a place of confusion. And I've been a life coach for like 20 years. I'm in the healing arts industry and offering sessions. And guess what? All those people paid me. My friend, my loved one, my coworkers, my people in my community, when they're sharing, I'm just Danny. I'm just me. You're just you. We're not in our professional roles. So I try to catch myself now, and I think I'm getting slightly better. I can't say that I don't even aim for perfect. I was going to say, I'm not perfect. Absolutely, I'm not perfect, and I don't even want to be. So now I listen. Deep Conversations. If you haven't listened to that podcast, I highly recommend it. I'll link it at the end of the video. It's listening. I want to know. I want to hold a space for someone to tell me their truth, to share their story. Now we're going to move into how to transition from fixing to supporting. And it's subtle, but it starts with consent. It has to. First, deep listening says that you acknowledge that you heard them and that you can ask clarifying questions. I heard you say this. Is this what you meant? You can ask if they would like a reflection of what you heard, of what they said and what you heard, to give them an opportunity to maybe see it from a different perspective. You can totally ask for that. Or you can simply say, your sharing, whatever that might be, your sharing really resonates with me. And how can I support you? Asking them how, they won't know. Most of the time, people don't know. They'll be like, I don't know. I mean, you listened. And that is supportive. But remember, the inner fixer's going, but I've got wisdom, but I've got experience, but I can help this person. And that may be true, but you can't do it if they didn't ask. And you can't do it if you didn't ask for their consent to share with them. Oh, consent, consent, consent. How can I support you? Once you do the act of listening and you acknowledge what you heard and you ask clarifying questions, then how can I support you? What do you need? Do you want to brainstorm some ideas? Do you need any resources? Should we set up more time to talk? And those are all loving, kind, affirming, supportive ways to still be part of the conversation, still show up as an amazing, beautiful, kind, wise person that you are, because you are. And it doesn't belittle them. It doesn't take away their power, because that's what fixing does. It basically tells the person, whoever it was that shared, that they don't know what they're doing, that you know better than they do, that they're not worthy, that they're stupid, that they can't figure it out themselves, or that they're just so young and naive, they just don't know. There's so many more. But I think you are starting to get what I'm talking about, right? Fixing someone isn't loving them. Fixing someone isn't being kind. It's demeaning. It's rude. It's insensitive. And it's unnecessary. So, if you identified yourself as a fixer at the beginning of this podcast, do you really want to be what I just described? And if you don't, then take a minute right here, right now. Get a piece of paper, get your iPhone out with some notes, get whatever you've got to document how you are going to stop fixing people and start listening and loving them. That's all they need. That's what any of us need. Like, in any given situation, that is all we need, is to be heard and to be loved. If you are a fixer, stop, take a breath, active listening, deep listening, reflect back, ask for permission to do that. Ask clarifying questions. I heard you say, is this what you meant? And then ask for consent. Would you be open to receiving some insight or some perspective, a shift in perspective, or simply own what you shared really resonates, and I don't want to fix anything for you, but would you be willing to listen to a story that might inspire you? Or again, I think the best one is, how can I best support you? What do you need? What do you want? And if they don't know, give them a few suggestions. Is there more that you'd like to share? Would you like to brainstorm some ways of working this out? Is there any research or resources that I might be able to support you with? And it depends on the situation. It depends on the person that's sharing with you. Again, remember, most of the time people that are sharing with you is because they need to have the expression and they need someone to listen and to receive it, not fix it. So that's my challenge to you this week. If you're a fixer, figure out how to stop, one baby step at a time or one giant leap, whatever you're inspired to do. If you said you're not a fixer, I challenge you to look deeper. I haven't met a non-fixer, I don't think, ever. And those that are struggling themselves, they just want to jump in because you're struggling, they're struggling. And so let's struggle together. Let's feed off of that struggling, lower frequency energy instead of rising to a higher frequency, instead of sitting in the, I don't know what to do, I'm so hurt, I'm so victimized in this situation. We could rise to inspiring, loved, honored, witnessed. those are all really higher frequencies than those frustrations, anger, agitation, victimhood, whatever it is. Those are really low. And so don't go down, go up. That's my own internal motto. Don't go down, go up. Always choose the higher frequency choice. So there you go. This is the spark question of the week. Are you a fixer? I hope that this has brought some insight. I hope it's challenged some of your thoughts. I hope that you'll sit and ponder this a little deeper, longer. And if not, I love you and I wish you an amazing rest of your day. All of you, everyone, regardless of what resonated and didn't. I'm just really grateful that you're here. I'm really grateful to be able to connect with you. And so please share and like, please, forward in your social channels to your channels. Really is so supportive of this podcast and of me. And I appreciate you. So thank you.